So I've got a few minutes here with Ed Walsh, supremo leader of everything storage at IBM, Ed. So congratulations on the launch.
Thank you very much.
I thought it was interesting because there were clearly two messages. There's both the data-driven multi-cloud umbrella or vision element that we should touch on, and then obviously you've got the brand new product, the 9100 NVMe Flash. So let's start with the vision, if we might, just to clarify that for everyone.
I don't think it's hard to have a conversation with CIO or anyone in IT. Really, they want to be data-driven, and that means a lot of things to people, but it's easy to say, but it's really hard to do. But the people that are really good at being data-driven and can really leverage their data for business results have an immense benefit, right? An advantage in the market. But it is not easy to do, and infrastructure does matter to do that. And then multi-cloud is being data-driven in a multi-cloud context, because everyone is multi-cloud today, and increasingly so. So even if you're in a hybrid cloud, or if you're just using some SaaS services, think about just what you do for your email, what you do for your CRM, and then what you're doing on-prem. You're multi-cloud now, and increasingly so. So you have to be thinking about that and how to help clients think through where they want to get to, but more importantly, where they're at, and then how them over time get to be more data-driven and walk them forward. That's where IBM overall position in storage, but also the strategies help people do that.
A very quick follow-up on that.
Sure.
Doing this data-driven multi-cloud because it's a good thing and it's possible, or more importantly, what's the payoff? Because there has to be one.
Well, so for clients, I think clients are desperately trying to be data-driven. We see a lot of leaders and laggards, so one thing we do is we try to share what's working for the leaders and laggards. Yeah. But for, if you just look at, in fact, a study you guys did, I thought was perfect. If you look at the difference between leaders and laggards using storage technology, I think one of the stats, and you can probably correct me, was like they're 7x more likely to be data-driven in their business. So actually getting business results. So clients have to do it. You need to have the right infrastructure, but more importantly, you need to have that mindset to be data-driven.
Okay, no, that makes sense. Turning to the product announcement, sure. And then I'll try and bring the two of them together in a second, but turning to the product announcement, IBM, renowned for good products, but what is interesting, special, noticeable about the 9100?
Sure, so the Flash system is really our flagship Flash system line. So Flash System 9100, it's a blazingly fast, all NVMe device, so just give you a feeling for it, right? In a 2U device, 2 petabytes, running over 2.5 million IOPS per second. You can cluster 4 of those in 8U, you're literally running 10 million IOPS per second. So literally we can help your infrastructure be performant, but also it's all flexibility. So in that environment, great snapshots for applications, but also there's embedded software that allows you to actually manage to be much more agile. So API-based automation, driving self-service, which again, freeing up your team to focus on other things, but more importantly, being agile. All the same flexibility and agility that you have in the public cloud, but doing it on-prem. And without these levels of software, you literally can't do some of the things like running DevOps, Ansible, Puppet, Chef. With our technology that's embedded in the technology, you're able to set up an API tier that's been templatized, so you're able to set up these environments for the developers. They are able to go after this API that's separate and isolated from the storage underneath, but allows the developers to get what they need to drive their business quick, but also have IT run something that's very resilient and they're in control of the overall operation.
I love watching the enthusiasm of anyone in the infrastructure business as soon as you get to talk about the box and going blazingly fast and so on. But I think now you may have touched on some things, but I want to expand here. So we started by talking about the high-level vision, and we talked about the box. But I have to admit, the first time when I sat down, saw some pre-briefings on this, and now seen the launch, and you hear words like, well, 9100, and it's, an NVMe, accelerated, multi-cloud enabled. It's buzzword bingo, isn't it? But what does that really mean? Because otherwise it's just a lot of descriptors.
No, it's really important. Everything is going to go NVMe very fast. So just like you didn't think you need 15,000 RPM disk drives, just like you didn't think you need all flash, it goes quickly, and especially the more AI driven you are, you're going to need the performance and the latency and throughput of these boxes. And it's really going to change how you build your infrastructure. So this is important. One, it's NVMe throughout, industry-leading performance, industry-leading density, but also what we do dedupe and our guarantees around 5-to-1 type of storage efficiency, 100% uptime, are critical to people building the right infrastructure. But it's also being multi-cloud enabled. So you want to have the best private cloud you can, all the same efficiency, all the same agility, the same DevOps type of capabilities in the cloud on-prem. But more importantly, at any given time, either now or in the future, everyone that's building IT infrastructure needs to have a private cloud that seamlessly is able to use either APIs or extend in the public cloud as their business demands. So what we have is these patterns, blueprints, showing you exactly how to do it. What we see is these high ROI use cases. And what we've done is put these blueprints forward. So it is a multi-cloud. It's literally will show you how, in a cookbook sense, to extend your cloud for what you're trying to do in business.
All right, no, that's really good. Thank you for explaining that. I think we had hours of launch and announcements. I think you just covered it all in a few minutes, so thank you very much. So not buzzword bingo, but sort of business relevance and exactly how we will run, essentially, IT moving forward.
It's important if you want to move forward, be data-driven, you need the right infrastructure, but it's the agility you need. This type of movement in product is critical to have the right infrastructure.
All right, Ed, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching.